been a nutritionist now for over 5 years, and in that time I've helped well over 100 guys with their nutrition, with their diet. In that time I've also amassed a treasure trove of nutrition hacks, and in this video I want to share my top 5 with you. However, if this video does well, I'll be certain to do a part 2. So no fluff, no fat, and no pun intended off the back of that, and that rhymes, which is kind of cool. Let's get straight into it. So number 1, I think this is probably my client's favorite hack, I should say, and that is Baby Bells. Might be a little bit of a shock to you because you're thinking, well, hold on, Baby Bells are dairy because they're cheese and they're processed. So surely they're on the sort of unhealthy side of the spectrum. And honestly, it couldn't be further from the truth. Baby Bells are a easily available, low cost, low calorie, high protein snack. Now, I'm obviously not encouraging you to live off of Baby Bells, but if you kind of apply Pareto's law with your food, which I think you should, where you have 80% of your food for function and 20% of your food for fun, then there's plenty of space for things like Baby Bells, because it's either that, let's be honest, or a packet of crisps or a chocolate bar or a fizzy drink or something like that. And I would much rather you have a snack that is going to be higher in protein, which as a result of that is more likely to fill you up. So that is an absolute banger. Number 2 is my personal favorite, and that is dark chocolate. So I have now completely stopped eating milk chocolate, which was a big deal for me because I was genuinely absolutely hooked on the stuff. I would have at least 1 or 2 chocolate bars a day. Now, genuinely, like if you understand the calories from a chocolate bar in the context of your overall calories, that's not a big deal. But obviously milk chocolate has a lot more sugar in it, and I just wanted to see what the sort of overall effect would be if I was to remove that from my diet, and it's been pretty profound. Now, dark chocolate is obviously a bit more of an acquired taste, so when you first start having it, it takes a little bit of time to get used to, but honestly, once you do, it's an amazing alternative, and I've literally never looked back when it comes to milk chocolate. I actually now look forward to my dark chocolate, and I prefer it as an alternative, and it also has a couple of health benefits over milk chocolate. First and foremost, it's lower on the sugar front, but the other two, which are massively beneficial, first and foremost, is it's higher in dietary fat, which is very important for supporting your endocrine system, which is your hormonal health. So we're not just talking sex hormones like testosterone and estrogen, we're talking regulatory hormones like insulin, glucagon, leptin, ghrelin. We're also talking things like your sleep hormone, melatonin, your stress hormone, cortisol, and many, many others. So it's very beneficial from that sense. The other big benefit is that it's high in dietary fiber, which is going to help your intestinal system. It's going to help your digestive system. So a really good one there, and I strongly recommend it. It doesn't have to be like the super bougie dark chocolate. Obviously, the higher you get in the sort of cacao percentage, I think is it cocoa or cacao? Tell me in the comments. I honestly don't know, and who cares? But yeah, I tend to go for like 70 to 80%. For me, that's the sweet spot. I find if I go to like 90 or like the 99%, it's just a bit too, what's the word, bitter, I suppose? Is that the word? I don't even know. But yeah, 70% for me is the absolute sweet spot. Number 3, and it's quite funny because I have to give kudos to Andrew Tate for this one, is sparkling water. So the reason I'm giving Andrew Tate kudos for this one is because he has done so much for the sparkling water companies in the last couple of years because of all the sort of jokey meme reels and shorts that he's done around how like real men don't drink still water and stuff like that, which obviously it's tongue-in-cheek, he's playing around, but a lot of these guys have taken it very seriously, and now everywhere you go, whether it's a restaurant or a friend's house, they seem to have a bottle of San Pellegrino in the fridge or on the table. And honestly, it's kind of a surprising one for me, but when I was last doing a bit of a cut, when I was looking to lose a few pounds, I found the sparkling water was incredibly helpful. And that's because the gas, the bubbles, as Tate likes to say, literally fill you up and reduce the amount of hunger that you've got. So this can be a very simple, pretty affordable, easy to implement hack that pretty much anybody can do. So definitely encourage you to check that one out. Number 4 is something I imagine a lot of people have tried, but probably not sustained. And it's one of them where you're just leaving so much on the table, and that is 1-calorie oil spray. Because a lot of people will cook with butter and they'll cook with olive oil. Now, there's nothing wrong with that from a health perspective in terms of the ingredients of those products, but you're adding a lot of calories. And when I say a lot, I'm talking like Let's say you're cooking in butter or oil every single day. Maybe let's be conservative and say once a day, right? A lot of people might do it twice a day. Let's say it's your dinner every night and you're cooking with a bit of olive oil, a bit of butter. Most people are not measuring how much they're using, and most people are using too much. And as a result, it's adding literally hundreds, if not maybe even thousands of extra calories to your total calorie intake for the week. Now, if you then add that up over the course of the weeks, the months, even the years, it's a heck of a lot of excess calories. Now, if you switch to the 1 calorie oil spray, the taste of your food is not going to change, but you are going to save hundreds, if not thousands of calories. So strongly encourage you to check that one out if you find that you are cooking with a lot of butter and a lot of oil and you're looking to lose a little bit of weight. That can be a very easy and quick way to strip out a lot of excess and kind of wasted calories, let's be honest. And last but not least, this is a little bit of a strange one again, and I think comes with a lot of nuances and a lot of speculation and stuff, and that's frozen fruit and frozen vegetable. And the reason this one is a hack, guys, is because of the cost. Frozen fruit and veg, especially these days, is insanely, like unnecessarily expensive. It's ridiculous. And it also goes off very quickly, which I suppose in one way can be good because it encourages you to eat it. People don't want to waste food. So you're going to eat more fruit and veg, which is always a good thing. But the frozen fruit and veg, the studies, and I'm not just talking any kind of random study, we're talking meta-analysis, systematic review studies, so this is like high end of scientific research, have found that the frozen fruit and veg preserves the nutrients just as well as the fresh stuff. So you're not losing any nutritional value, which is what a lot of people think, and that's why they think they have to have the fresh fruit. I think, honestly, a little bit of a conspiracy theory, but I think, honestly, the reason these companies are pushing you towards the fresh fruit and veg is because they make a higher margin on it. Honestly, I think it's just a little bit of corporate greed. But the science backs this up. This isn't my opinion. This is the science, the meta-analysis studies, the high-level scientific studies back this up, that the frozen fruit and veg preserve the nutrients from that fruit and veg just as well as the fresh stuff. In fact, some studies, and these aren't necessarily as kind of high level, so take them with a pinch of salt, show that the frozen fruit and veg preserve the nutrients better than the fresh stuff. But either way, even if it's just as good and it's like, I don't know, like 50 to 70% less of the cost, like it's an absolute winner, right? Like I have frozen broccoli, frozen peas, frozen carrots, frozen blueberries, frozen raspberries. Absolutely amazing, and I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. So like I say, guys, 5 super easy, super useful hacks that are gonna save you a little bit of money, hopefully save you some excess calories, hopefully get some more protein in your diet, and just overall help you feel like you have to eat with less restriction. Because that, to me, is the overall goal, is to be able to give you the freedom with your food. Because we know as good nutritionists that if you were to give someone a diet that's very restrictive, you know, a very like strict meal plan, and say, right, on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. you have to eat this, or on Tuesday you can't eat till 2 p.m., or on Wednesday you can't eat carbs. Like, it sounds nice at the beginning, and like people might go into that like they would a really intense exercise program with, you know, lots of motivation and think this is amazing, this is gonna work. But after 2 weeks, I always use the cold, dark, wet Tuesday analogy. You know, on a cold, dark, wet Tuesday morning, are you gonna wanna do the thing? And if you're not, then it's not gonna work for you, because what I'm trying to do with you guys and with my clients is to help you build and create and sustain a healthy lifestyle. And giving you a restrictive diet, giving you a restrictive meal plan is not gonna help you to do that. Whereas if I'm giving you nutrition hacks, if I give you more freedom with your food, and if you check out some of my other videos that I've done on my channel, you will see that I'm all about flexible dieting and understanding around the principles of weight loss and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm yabbering on. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, please give it a massive thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I'll be back tomorrow. Cheers.